Shipbuilding is more than just constructing vessels. It's a complex and multifaceted industry that plays a pivotal role in shaping the modern world. It involves intricate engineering, advanced manufacturing processes, and a highly skilled workforce. It's a cornerstone of global commerce and national security, influencing trade routes, economic stability, and geopolitical power. The ability to build and maintain a robust fleet is a strategic advantage for any nation. Ships move the vast majority of international trade, facilitating the exchange of goods and resources across continents. Without ships, the global economy as we know it would simply not exist. Connecting economies and making everyday products accessible worldwide, from raw materials to finished goods, almost everything we consume has, at some point, been transported by ship. Efficient shipbuilding means cheaper goods, as lower transportation costs translate directly into lower prices for consumers, and stronger global supply chains. A well-functioning shipbuilding industry ensures that goods can be moved quickly and reliably, minimizing disruptions and maximizing efficiency. The industry creates skilled jobs, providing employment opportunities for engineers, welders, electricians, and countless other professionals, and supports a vast network of suppliers, from steel to electronics, creating a multiplier effect throughout the economy. These suppliers, in turn, generate even more jobs and economic activity. A thriving shipbuilding sector boosts a nation's industrial base, fostering innovation and technological advancement, and drives innovation in areas such as material science, automation, and propulsion systems. These innovations often have applications in other industries as well. Strategically, shipbuilding is vital for national power, providing the means to project military strength and protect national interests, enabling countries to manage their own trade and maintain control over their supply lines, and project influence overseas, allowing nations to play a more prominent role in global affairs. A strong merchant marine reduces reliance on foreign shipping, ensuring that a nation can continue to trade even in times of crisis. Naval shipbuilding allows nations to protect maritime interests, safeguarding their coastlines and ensuring the security of their sea lanes, and secure sea lanes, which are essential for the flow of trade and the projection of power. Many governments see shipbuilding as a strategic asset and support it through policy, providing subsidies, tax breaks, and other incentives to encourage domestic production. The health of a nation's shipbuilding reflects its industrial strength, serving as a barometer of its overall economic and technological capabilities. Shipyards are hubs of technological development, driving innovation in areas such as advanced materials, automation, and digital design, with ripple effects across the economy, stimulating growth in related industries and creating new opportunities for innovation. The industry's importance is both economic, contributing significantly to GDP and employment, and strategic, playing a crucial role in national security and global power dynamics. Global power dynamics are shaped by shipbuilding capacity, with nations vying for dominance in this critical industry. Understanding this sector is key to understanding global trade and security, providing insights into the complex forces that are shaping the world. Shipbuilding underpins the interconnected world we live in, enabling the flow of goods, ideas, and people across borders and contributing to global prosperity. At the turn of the millennium, South Korea and Japan dominated global shipbuilding. European nations like Germany and Scandinavia specialized in complex vessels but were losing ground. China was an emerging player, focused on simpler ships and laying the groundwork for future expansion. Few foresaw how quickly China would rise to the top. The United States, once a shipbuilding powerhouse, had largely exited the commercial market. Its industry shifted to naval vessels and smaller ships for domestic routes, protected by the Jones Act. High labor costs and strong Asian competition contributed to the U.S. decline. The U.S. prioritized military shipbuilding, channeling resources away from commercial ventures. As the 21st century began, China was poised for rapid growth, while the U.S. looked inward. The stage was set for a dramatic realignment in global shipbuilding. China's shipbuilding dominance isn't a matter of chance. It's the result of a deliberate, meticulously planned, long-term government strategy. This strategy was conceived decades ago, with the explicit goal of transforming China into the world's leading shipbuilding nation. It's a story of ambition, careful planning, and unwavering commitment. Massive state support in the form of direct subsidies, incredibly favorable loans with preferential interest rates, and significant tax breaks fueled an era of rapid growth and expansion within the Chinese shipbuilding sector. These financial incentives allowed shipyards to invest heavily in infrastructure, technology, and workforce development. Lower labor costs, compared to many other shipbuilding nations, gave Chinese shipyards a crucial competitive edge in the global market, allowing them to consistently undercut competitors on price, securing lucrative contracts and expanding their market share. This pricing advantage became a cornerstone of their global strategy. China's export-oriented approach was strategically designed to make the country the world's primary shipyard, going far beyond simply meeting domestic shipping and transportation needs. The vision was global dominance. An aggressive and well-funded promotion of ship exports ensured a steady and ever-increasing flow of orders, leading to significant economies of scale and further cost reductions. Strategic technology acquisition through joint ventures with foreign companies and technology licensing agreements accelerated technological progress and innovation within the industry. A heavy and sustained investment in workforce training programs built and maintained a vast pool of highly skilled labor, essential for competing in the complex world of modern shipbuilding. Over time, China strategically moved from constructing basic cargo ships to manufacturing highly advanced and specialized vessels, such as LNG carriers and the largest container ships in the world. The government's comprehensive and multifaceted approach completely transformed the Chinese shipbuilding industry. China's sheer scale of operations and unparalleled efficiency have now effectively set the new global standard for shipbuilding. The country's meteoric rise to the top of the shipbuilding industry was no accident. It was the result of strategic planning and relentless industrial growth. Today, without a doubt, China stands as the world's undisputed shipbuilding superpower, and its unique model of state-supported industrial development has fundamentally reshaped the entire global maritime industry. The decline of U.S. commercial shipbuilding is a complex story, one woven with threads of economic shifts, policy decisions, and evolving global priorities. It's a story that reflects a significant transformation in American industry. This decline stems from a confluence of factors, most notably, high costs and shifting priorities within the nation's economic and strategic landscape. A key challenge has been that U.S. labor and material costs have consistently outpaced those of Asian competitors, creating a significant disadvantage in the global market. This cost disparity has made it increasingly difficult for American shipyards to compete effectively on price, especially when bidding for large-scale commercial projects. Adding to the challenge, government support for commercial shipbuilding in the U.S. has gradually faded over the years. Simultaneously, other nations, particularly in Asia, have aggressively ramped up subsidies and investments in their shipbuilding industries, further tilting the playing field. The Jones Act, while intended to protect a small domestic market for U.S.-flagged vessels, has not been enough to foster global competitiveness. While it secured domestic shipping, it inadvertently shielded the industry from the pressures of international competition, hindering innovation and efficiency improvements needed to thrive on a global scale. Over time, the U.S. strategically shifted its focus towards military shipbuilding, prioritizing national defense. This involved investing heavily in the development and construction of advanced warships and naval vessels, channeling resources and expertise into this specialized area. Consequently, this strategic shift left commercial shipyards struggling to compete. They faced dwindling resources, a lack of investment in modern technologies, and a gradual erosion of their competitive edge. Furthermore, the specialized skills and infrastructure required for naval construction don't always seamlessly translate to the demands of cost-effective commercial building. As a result, today, U.S. shipyards are heavily reliant on Navy contracts for their survival and operation. This has resulted in a minimal presence in the highly competitive global commercial shipping markets. The supplier ecosystem that once supported the construction of large commercial ships has significantly shrunk, further complicating efforts to revive the industry. The U.S. certainly retains the capability to build sophisticated warships. However, its commercial shipbuilding capacity is now a mere shadow of its former self, a stark reminder of a bygone era. This decline has significant long-term implications for the nation. It affects not only trade but also industrial resilience and the overall health and security of our supply chains in an increasingly interconnected world. Donald Trump has proposed tariffs on Chinese-built ships as part of his America First agenda. The goal: protect and revive American shipbuilding by making Chinese ships more expensive for U.S. buyers. He argues Chinese shipyards benefit from unfair subsidies, distorting competition. Tariffs would, in theory, encourage buyers to consider American-built ships. Trump has used tariffs before to pressure trading partners and address trade imbalances. He frames the issue as both economic and national security. The shipbuilding industry's symbolic importance makes it a prime target for protectionist policies. The proposal comes amid rising US-China tensions and trade disputes. Tariffs on Chinese ships are presented as a decisive step to counter China's economic power. The idea resonates with voters concerned about lost manufacturing jobs. Many experts doubt tariffs alone can revive US commercial shipbuilding. The industry's challenges run deep high costs, limited infrastructure, and a small skilled workforce. The US lacks the capacity to build large commercial ships at scale. Even with tariffs, few US yards can compete on price or volume. Rebuilding capacity would require massive investment and years of effort. Tariffs might benefit other shipbuilding nations more than the US. Higher costs for shipping could raise prices for American businesses and consumers. Tariffs risk retaliation from China, escalating trade tensions. The global shipbuilding market is interconnected. Tariffs could disrupt supply chains. Experts call for a broader strategy investment, R&D, and workforce training. Tariffs alone are a blunt tool for a complex problem. The gap between China and the US in shipbuilding output is staggering. China builds nearly half of the world's ships by gross tonnage, launching hundreds of large vessels each year. Chinese shipyards produce everything from container ships to oil tankers and specialized vessels. The US share of global commercial shipbuilding is less than 1%. US yards focus on naval ships and small commercial vessels for domestic trade. Large ocean-going commercial ships are rarely built in the US. In a typical year, China completes over 20 million gross tons of new shipping. The US produces a tiny fraction of that. China's dominance reflects decades of investment and expansion. The US has prioritized high-tech naval construction, letting commercial capacity shrink. China's vast industry and workforce give it a formidable advantage. Can the US catch up to China in shipbuilding? Realistically, it's a monumental challenge. China's lead is built on decades of investment, planning, and a massive industrial ecosystem. US shipyards would need tens or hundreds of billions in investment to modernize and expand. Training a large workforce and rebuilding supply chains would take years. Even with support, it's unclear if US yards could ever match China's cost or scale. The global market is fiercely competitive with high barriers to entry. Sustained political will and policy support would be essential. A more realistic goal focus on niche markets and advanced specialized vessels. Revitalizing a segment is possible, but matching China's volume is unlikely. China's shipbuilding rise is a story of strategy and relentless execution. Massive investment and export focus have left the US far behind in commercial shipbuilding. Trump's proposed tariffs are seen as a way to protect American industry, but experts say they're not enough. The real challenges are structural: capacity, cost, and scale. Tariffs could raise costs for US businesses and spark retaliation from China. Reviving US shipbuilding would require a broader, sustained strategy. Tariffs may serve more as leverage in broader US-China trade negotiations. They can signal intent and apply pressure in economic disputes. The future of shipbuilding will be shaped by competition and national interests. For the US, targeted policies in high-value niches may offer the best path forward.